Have you ever wanted to create an irresistible blog people will come to day in and day out, want to buy from you, join your email list, and just absolutely love it? Hi, this is Michael from Viral Home Based Pursuits. In this video, I'm going to clear up the misconception that people have when it comes to blogging, setting up your blog in the right way so you're learning the right things at the right pace. Okay. But before I get into that, if this is the first time you're watching me, I do come out with videos like this on how to blog the right ways, how to create a passive income from yourself for yourself with affiliate marketing, specifically online business. I do digital consulting and coaching. Um, so, make sure you subscribe before I get started. Go ahead and press the little subscribe button down below if you'd like to, so we can get going. And also press the bell notification so you always see what I come out with so you don't miss a thing. Now, let me get into what it is I'm talking about. There's this thing that I've been getting asked about a lot, and it comes to how should I structure a blog, right? I may not be the first person you've watched. You probably watched other YouTube videos where people talk about, you should go and figure out who you want to serve, and then go and get a host, and then get a domain, and then add WordPress, and then start putting all the plugins in, and then the themes, and then the plugins, and then add content to it. Of course, there's like if there's training provided, um, but that's the thing. It's like, have you been learning it the wrong way? And so, yeah, I know it gets you that feeling where have I been learning this the right way, the wrong way? Even if you haven't gone started, right now is the time. And I'm going to be getting into the share screen and showing you exactly what it is you need to structure your learning so that you're building off of each lesson. And not a lot of people will tell you this. Not a lot of people, you go to blog posts, you probably read how to start a blog, and it's always the same crap. It's always the same bullshit. It's always the same people regurgitating the same shit. And excuse my language, I don't usually cuss. Just wanted to prove that, look, I'm tired of it. I'm tired of seeing it where people are always like, go start a, host, a mail, and and then people buy into that crap, and it works. It's a good thing to do. I mean, I don't mind it. It works, you know, but there are other ways and there are other steps you need to understand in this industry if you're going to want to use it for affiliate marketing. You have your own products and services, courses, membership sites, etc. So I have a document I'm going to show you. Let me go into this. And I have kind of like, there's this 12-step blog checklist you're used to seeing over and over and over. And maybe you haven't, this is your first time, but I want to open your eyes to what it really looks like, the traditional way of doing things. And it's been like this for such a long time. So step one is really discovering your niche. This is where you discover what industry you want to go into. And I have other videos for this, and I have free resources on how to discover your niche blog. I'll leave a link to it down below. But really, it's just who you want to serve, what interests, passions, and or hobbies you have. And it's like from there, then you start building off and you start understanding what direction you want to go into. It's very transformational, and you figure out what you want. And then step two, here it is, the infamous find your perfect domain. Oh my, like figure it out. Like now I got to go buy this URL. I got to go to like GoDaddy, Namecheap, wherever I have to go, domains.com to go and get a domain, figure it out. Well, okay, now I figured out what niche I want to go into. So now I have the domain. But yet, look, on the back of my mind, I still don't freaking know if I want to pay for it. What if I don't even like this? What if it's not even profitable enough for me? Right? You may have already done all the research, which is what I help you with, understanding if a niche is going to be profitable. Right? And then you can take that domain if you want. You can always purchase it. But most people lack that part, is understanding how to do all the market research, product research, people research, so much of it, understanding direct response marketing, understanding that versus branding, right? Taking the direct response approach and understanding how to build your brand the reverse way. So, I kind of give some examples here. I'll leave a copy to this too. You can also check out, and I'll compare it to the other one. Stick around. I'll show you kind of my thought process behind it. Pick the ultimate web host. Right now, you go to the web host, HostGator, Bluehost, etc. Forward-point your domain name to your host. You have to install WordPress. Right. Pick an eye-catching WordPress theme. Install your WordPress plugins. Okay. Which is all useful, right? You're going to do at a point. Install Google Analytics, right? Set up your email list strong. Oh, now I'm learning about how to build email lists at the very end of it, now that I have to have my website, which is fine. Certain people have a different learning style, but I'll show you in a minute here. Pick a blogging cadence, produce content. Okay, now I got to build the audience, right? I put build and produce content before build an audience, and they can kind of overlap. But what I talk about when you produce content is producing those blog posts per week. How do you do that? I won't go into the specifics here, but then you start building that audience as you go, and then you build that audience because of your content and other channels you're on, and so that starts to happen. And then number 13, monetize your blog. Okay, and that's basically it. And then there's more after that, right? We can build more upon that. There's more to it, right? There's the tactics. I just showed you a lot of the framework, the strategies, those steps, and the tactics that go more in depth. But then there's more. Like what about building myself up as a person, as an individual, as somebody who cares about myself physically, mentally, spiritually? I care about building myself physically, professionally, or let's go personally. How do I build myself personally? Those relationships I build with people. And then professionally, what does all that look like? Okay. And so that's what I want to get to right now. I want to show you what it is I'm talking about. I kind of label this as blogging steps for your ultimate breakthrough. And this combines with one of my courses that I have. I have an actual blogging challenge. It's a 30-day blogging challenge. If you haven't heard of it, it's called the One Blog Post Away Challenge. For 30 days, I help you build a highly profitable blog. Okay, and then, have this blog actually work for you the right way so you can actually get it right the first time, so you don't have to spend time making mistakes trying to figure out if it's actually going to be something you like. You didn't spend money on a domain, just spend money on it, and then later find out you're not interested in that topic, or you know it's not as profitable, or there's something wrong with it, right? So I built this 30-day challenge in a way that's going to help you not only understand how to build a highly profitable blog, all those steps that I showed you in the last document, but how to do it the right way. Excuse me, I'm not sure why my nose is itching. I've noticed it just happens from time to time, and I'm not getting sick. So let's start with number one. This is the mindset. And you're maybe well, I got to work on mindset before I do all this. Like I said, there are different ways of doing it. This is the way that I believe so many people should come into it, because once you get started, listen, I remember when I got started, I finally figured out, I couldn't follow every YouTube video. I couldn't watch every single YouTube video. I couldn't go through every blog post. I went through Google trying to search. At this point, I'm looking on Google trying to figure out how to start a blog. And, I got into it all, joined the program course, which has helped me so much so. And if you want to know about this number one program, I'll leave a link to it down below. That helped me with my blogging journey when I finally found out that that's the right way to go. But I was, here I am putting content on my site after I've already had my host, my web, my domain, everything together, putting content on my my health and wellness blog, and I have that one. And that's the first one that I started with, and I've grown that one so that I've been able to do this project now with you guys. And so I'm here putting all this content on there. I'm probably 15 blog posts in at this point. And I had one day where I was writing a blog post together, and I just shut down. My mind just went blank. I kid you not. and I did not know how to rebound. I didn't know how. I just thought, okay, I told myself I'm going to be okay. Just got up and walked around the living room. It's the living room where I'm shooting this video from at this time, not in the office. I walked around for a second, tried to clear my head, and then it happened. I had another thought come to me. I had a thought of negativity. I had a thought that I couldn't do this. I had a thought that was like, when is this ever going to happen for me? When am I ever going to earn money? Right? I had been watching all these YouTube channels and seeing all these blog posts, started a Weebly free site. That didn't work. So I got back into search mode, went through Google, tried to figure out what was going to. I met a person who guided me in the direction I needed to. And that's when I figured out that I needed a training for it. I needed the proper steps to do it, to earn, not only with blogging, but with affiliate marketing. And when I found that out, I really wanted to earn more money. I really wanted to support myself. And at that time, I had lost a job involuntarily. They were letting people go, budget cuts. And, I was like, am I going to go back on unemployment, one, and then two, I'm going to go back on food stamps, which I did. And it hurt me really bad because I had already done it once. And I didn't want to go back to that ever again. And then I had people having to support me, pay for me whenever I went out to go eat a meal, to enjoy something, my car payments. I was scared shitless for all these things, excuse my language. And then I figured out during that time, as I was losing things, I had already been building things, but I did not have the mindset. Right? I was becoming this better person. I wasn't a writer. I went through school academically, but I wasn't like a blogger. And so I learned how to do all these things, but I still didn't have the mindset. I went blank, as I told you. I had these negative thoughts if this would work. And so that scared me, and I put everything on pause. I literally went to my room and I laid down in bed and I was like, it'll get better. Like, I didn't think about anything. I let my mind go. I didn't think about any thoughts. And what happened is, as soon as I got up, I was kind of back to where I was, and I came back to sit down and I couldn't write. I had writer's block, basically. And so that's what I want to show you is when I figured out that the mindset should come before you start blogging, that's when my whole life changed. I no longer had to worry about having these blank moments, had to worry about, not being able to communicate right because I just had a bad time. When I was able to finally fix those things, work on myself personally, then all that came out and got out of the picture. Can you work on it the other way? Yes, you can. Is it going to be too late? Maybe not. It could be, but it's better to build yourself mentally. And what I have here for you within the One Block Post Away Challenge and within the beliefs, you'll see videos from it where I talk about the belief. You got to understand the belief. Right? Believe in yourself to understand that this can work for you. I need you to believe that. And we all have a different belief, and I'm going to help you understand why you believe the things you do and how they are not true. They're mostly built on opinion, and they're not built on facts, and how you're listening to too many people, blocking out those voices. Failures. Have you had failures? What has worked? What hasn't worked? Have you gotten started? How to fail? You should fail. There are going to be times, but you're not going to be making them as consistently. To fail is good because you're going to know what mistakes you're making to not do them in the future. Who, not how. Like figuring out that the who is the people, getting the outsource, the things to help you with, is better than understanding how. But also how comes into the picture because the mindset, I talk about how ask yourself, how can I earn more money with passive income? How can I earn more money at home? How can I earn more money blogging in 30 days time? Instead of saying, I can't do that, I won't be able to. You got to ask yourself how. Open up your mind. Open-ended questions will help you open up your mind. Offer hacking. What is an offer? How do you create an irresistible offer? That's like the bottom. And then we reverse engineer. I'm basically reverse engineering the process, picking that one winning product, greatest feedback. How do you get feedback from people, from your sites? How do you do these things that are working, surveys, stuff like that, quizzes, offer sequencing. How do you put your offer together? So it's when you're trying to promote a certain product, a service, a course, how should that all align with your needs, right? I focus on your needs, not just everybody's. E-covers and offer assets. So how do you create an ebook? Where do you go find places? Why do you need an e-cover or an ebook and stuff like that? Why should you have that? And that comes into number 7, creating your email list. Your email list is going to be your biggest asset. If you've ever heard people say the money's in the list, people are saying that most people click through there and they'll purchase. They'll be taken to a sales page. Your email is basically the pre-sale, or gets people thirsty with your stories and your content, and structured in a way that then sends people to that to purchase. So you got to understand why that's useful, and then having that, and there's free services out there that I talk about in the course that you can get started with. There's paid ones you can go into if you're ready, of course, but there's free ones you can dip your toes into, and that's good because by that point you're going to have everything together. Number 8, then we really get into the publishing. How should you publish? What does publishing mean? Because until you get the right meaning of what publishing is, it's not going to be something you understand. Number 9, keyword and research tactics. What is keyword research? How do you do it properly? What have people not shown you? And there are things in there that people haven't. How you combine different ones. How do you do the right ones? I've been around this industry for a long time now, and I understand that things are always evolving, but it's a similar step-by-step procedure, and I have that broken down for you. And also, if there's more added different tools and different ways of doing it more effectively, I go ahead and update it. Writing a compelling post. Now, this is what's going to attract the people when they come into your post, and it's kind of like this framework that I have, the SCARF framework. And in one of those, I kind of talk about readability, and it's something that if people are going to want to go through and they're going to go from sentence to sentence and be like, holy crap, like this person is giving me value. They're not just selling to me, they're giving me value. Hell yeah, I want to go into their email list. I want to buy from them. Okay? Gotta understand, compelling post, persuasive copy. Persuasiveness is what's going to help you. And if you want to learn more about persuasiveness, I recommend 2 books you pick up. One of them called Copywriting Secrets. I'd go with this one by Jim Edwards. I'll leave a link to it down below. But it basically covers all about copywriting and how to write persuasive sales copy, why people buy, what sells them, and it's the emotion. And you got to be emotional with your copy and then justify it logically. So, you know, all that serotonin, dopamine, endorphins, oxytocin, how do you work through that in an ethical manner? Another one is called Expert Secrets, shameless plug. Luckily for you, you have these resources like Expert Secrets, shows you how to share your message with the world, share what you want to do with people. It also has persuasiveness in here. So those 2 books, I recommend actually you get into Expert Secrets and also get Jim Edwards' copy here of Copywriting Secrets. Expert Secrets is from Russell Brunson. It's the underground playbook for converting your online visitors into lifelong customers. So understanding how do you create beliefs in people and stuff like that, it's going to go a long ways. There are other books that come with it too. You can actually get all of them in one package. I'll leave more information about that. You should do that straight away, actually. It's like the only, if you don't buy into a huge course, you know, this is a good way to go to, especially at the beginning of things. Okay, and Epiphany Bridge scripts, what is that? Writing your story. And I go into that a lot. And I also talk about that in Expert Secrets with Russell Brunson. He talks about what the backstory is, what is the Epiphany Bridge script, and how you use that to sell, right? Selling gets a bad rap because you don't know how to properly sell and how to do that online the right way and how to tell your story and how stories sell, facts tell. And there's more to it I won't go into. And I'll also leave more about that. I have a post on it and videos on it. Your origin story. Why should people invest into you? Because they care about you. And you talk about that and you keep putting that out there. Hooks, and more hooks. Your blogs. How do you hook people in with the headline, the first title of every paragraph? How does that all work? People go on Google and they search up your snippets. Reviews, how to make money with them, core blogging funnel strategy, sales funnel strategy, starting your blog, the 3 types of traffic, and there's more. But these are crucial ones you need to get. If you don't get these right, you couldn't lose out on blogging, you could lose out on your business. Earn your way in. How do you earn your way in? What does that mean? Outreach. Buying your way in. It could be, you know, earn your way in. It could be organic, reaching out to influencers, your Dream 100 strategy, which you'll learn more about. Buying your way in. Ads. Reaching out to people. Maybe you're doing giveaways with influencers. Blog and funnel audibles, your next 90 days. And there's so much more. This is always getting added to. There's always more material. For the most part, it's all there though. So that's what I want you to understand from this, is more so that the old way and still a very effective way you can still go through, I'm not saying you shouldn't, is okay, discover your niche, find your perfect domain. But if it were me, if I knew this all over again, I'd want to know, how do I build my mindset? What are the people out there? Who are the people to follow? What presentations do they put out? How are they going to help me? Who should I be following? And then, oh, what's an offer? Oh, I get to know about what offer is before I ever build my blog. You don't even build your blog up until like writing a compelling post or publishing, right? You don't even get to do all that until you go through this right here. Why? Because you should know these things ahead of time. How to build these things, how to do it already ahead of time, how you can be doing it on social media. And then you get into like that whole blogging side of things, finally publish your post. And, if you're probably asking too, what comes first, kind of like a chicken and the egg story. I have a video on this. What comes first? Should the blog come first? Should I publish first? Or should I wait? Right? How do I do it? Does the site come first and then I start posting, or should I blog first and then put the WordPress site together? And this is kind of the opposite, where we work on the mindset and then we work into the blog and side of things. And this is a huge advantage you're going to have over most people. Okay, so that's everything in this video that I wanted to cover. This is all also in the one blog post away challenge. You can actually get this. Also, this one up here I'll leave for you. Kind of compare the two, but get into the one blog post away challenge. I'll leave a link to it down below. Videos. I even have blog posts that show you what it's about too. I think it's for free at this point, but that's only for a limited time. Okay, that's going to change. That will change. This is something that I should be charging thousands of dollars for. I opened it up again for free just because I wanted to see certain people get in, and then going back on price, I can go back into that. But even if it goes to that point, that's okay for what you're going to be getting inside, all the bonuses you get to. It's worth it. But I wouldn't put it to the side. I would get in there straight away and start understanding these things, how they work. There's a group for this stuff, and you're going to learn a lot from it. All right. So that's everything from me. Hopefully you got a lot of value out of this. Let me ask you a question. Do you have any comments? Do you need help? Have you started with a blog? It's just not working for you. Are you just getting started and you want to know what the right way is of doing it? What do you do after you have a blog? How to put affiliate products out? How to choose the right ones? Because I have all that stuff for you that I talk about, and it'll all be given to you. All right. So leave me a comment if you have any questions, comments, or concerns. And look in the description down below for the one blog post away, my extra resources, all the material. And that is that. Okay. Thank you.